John, now that the two new guys are here, have you got a chance just to maybe see them face to face and chat a little bit with them?
Just for a couple minutes, just saw Peltz, just a couple minutes with each. We'll have plenty of time.
You're a week past the trade now here, where Danny traded two of these younger guys. How should the other younger guys in the room maybe take that? How do you think they should look at that they trade two, guys that are still contributors?
What guys are you talking
Well,
about in the room?
like Danny mentioned, guys like Tyson Forster, Bobby Brink, Noah Cates. I mean, should they take that as when you're a young guy and you see two of your peers get traded? Does that mean the bar is high?
It means continue to get better. As we're still in building, we're still trying to find the pieces. I think Casey has put himself in a good spot as far as being a part of the foundation. I think Tyson has. I think Bobby Brink plays every game worrying about that, and he should. Just staying in his spot. I think sometimes when you're with an NHL team, in our situation here, and spots are up for grabs, trying to figure out what our team's going to be, you get to it where you're getting the minutes, but never feel comfortable. I quite honestly, I think all athletes have to think that way. When you get to your game and people are happy with it, the hard part is to keep it there. So that should be a concentration of all our young and veteran guys.
And that could be a reminder for them too, right? Like here are two guys. Morgan and Joel are pretty good players.
Yeah.
And Danny's willing to move them because he's looking for a young core that's going to be here for the long term. I think for a young guy, you want to.
Absolutely, Frosty and Beezer were contributors. We end up forecasting. Not me, but the business end of it. Danny and Jonesy are involved in all that. I give them reports as far as what I think as far as on the ice, and we're forecasting as we're building here. So certainly all the players in the room, as we try to get to that team, hopefully in a couple of years that is a really competitive team, need to be thinking about that. And it's not to be threatening. It's pro sports. And that's how you become a really good team. Every team all the time is looking to improve around us. We're building. Even the good teams in this league, I watch the good teams and they continue to improve. I look at Vegas, some of the things they do. They always look to improve. We should be doing the same thing when we get to our club.
John, you've got obviously the two new guys coming in. You have some guys, at the very least after the break are going to be coming back from injury probably. With Rodrigo Alves, is he pushing himself into the mix of like he'll stay even after these guys?
Well, I have no idea what's going to happen, but it was our best line last night. I didn't even have him on that line to start the game. After a penalty kill or power play, whatever, I was just trying to get my lines back together. Put them on the wing. They had a good shift, and I decided to stay with it. And it was probably our best line. Obviously, Mishkov brought his game to a whole different level, and Coots and Rod had a little bit to do with that also. So, kind of coming off of Kevin's question, nothing's for sure. The other way too, that you think you just up here until guys get back, nothing's for sure. Sometimes that's how guys stick. So we're going to try to keep an open mind, and we always try to do that based on how the players are playing.
Has he surprised you though, in terms of the impact that he's made thus far?
Well, the thing that surprised me is that even when he really, I thought that line stood out last night, but all the games he's played, the puck follows him. He ends up with scoring chances, and I'm not exactly sure what his numbers are, but I always see him getting a scoring chance or two in a game. And the thing that gives him even a better chance, I guess, to get more minutes. I think he's an intelligent player. He's not a young guy, so he's a veteran guy that understands the game, and it certainly shows in his play.
He was pretty hard on himself after the fourth goal last night. He thought he could have got a stick on it. He said it left a sour taste in his mouth. Do you get a sense that he likes to play defense?
He understands it. Yeah, and on that goal, we shouldn't be switching. I don't want to go into it. We shouldn't have switched off. It really, well, there's no sense in me going through all that, but it's a hell of a pass. It's not when I first saw it, I thought I was on the ice, but that's a saucer pass over the sticks. I still think we need to get our stick on it, but it's the way it's going right now.
With someone like Rodrigo is able to come up and fit in nicely in the lineup, and you have guys like Helga Granz when he was up and playing defense, and Emil, and does it bode well for the future to know that these guys in the AHL have the ability to kind of just seamlessly step in and play at a high level? Yeah,
well, hopefully, coming off the first question, hopefully we're still trying to form what we're going to be. I think we have, there's some guys that are going to be part of this organization as we move forward here. We're still in between in a lot of different players as far as who's going to be on the bus. So when these guys come up and play, they're being evaluated. It's kind of an audition. You talk about Rod. Does he stay? I can't take him out of the lineup right now. When Tip comes back, do I take him out? I don't know. There might be another choice I have to take out. That's what happens. So when you come up and play, you catch our eye, you get more minutes. Maybe you have to be sent down through the business part of it and all that. But we also keep a thought as far as what you've done. You come back and maybe you stick then. That's how it works. You come back 2 or 3 times and then you stick. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But there's a lot of encouraging things in a god-awful losing streak we're in. There's still a lot of encouraging things as far as the coaching staff is concerned, as far as some play of some of our players that are on a team right now and probably a big part of the foundation, and some of the guys that may take a run at us as far as staying here.
You used the phrase meaningful games a lot last year, and you're fortunate enough to play 82 of them. With where the team is now, I mean, everyone knows where the standings are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are starting to fall out of it a little bit. Is it easier for you with a younger team like that to keep the fire burning if you do happen to maybe if playoffs become? Yeah,
I'm not at that point now because I'm very frustrated with last night's game because I think we played good enough to win. I thought it was one of our better games after coming off which we get a point out of the game, which I thought we were awful. And so I'm not looking that way. I think it's been a tough week for it's been a really weird week for us, losing some people, not getting anybody back, and then all the injuries kind of toppled us over a little bit. But we fought through. Hopefully we end up with a good result tomorrow, get away from this. I think health comes back to our club. I want us to take a run at trying to put a run together, because other than 6, 7, 8 teams in this league, it is a 500 league. We're below 500 now, but you have a good run, you're right back in the thick of things. So that's the way I'm approaching it, and I still think we have a lot of meaningful games left. I'm sure everybody around me wants us to tank. That word that keeps on coming, I just hear it. I like someone to give me a definition. How do you tell an athlete to tank? How do I go into my locker room and say, okay, we're going to tank now, boys? What do I do? Can someone give me some thoughts on that?
This is just the idiot's
Yeah. But I'm trying to make a point. I'll never go down that road, and I don't think athletes know how to do that. And so, that's my sermon.
How do you go into the game on Saturday? I know, I've talked to a few people around the league, and it's always hard that game right before a break, right? Like, because you're kind of...
Not when you've lost how many? 6, 7, I don't know. There should be no question how we're going into that game, because we don't have the luxury of, we've played pretty good, and a coach will say, I'm a little worried about the last game. I shouldn't have a worry about how we should be. It's Pittsburgh, first of all. There should be, that isn't even in my thinking. I know our team's going to be ready to play.
Did today's practice help in terms of trying to fit where the new guys might fit in?
I wasn't on the ice. I don't even know what they did. I told the coaches to move the blood. I didn't watch it. I don't want to see the players practice. I want to see them, the new players. I want to see them play. I was doing a lot of different things downstairs in situations, and they needed a break from me. I needed a break from them, and it was a practice of just moving the blood and get them off. So I have no idea how the players played.
Is
Ryan Paling was out there. Just how good is it to see him back on the ice?
Just talk to him. Just talk to him more. Yeah, he has a family situation too, and just saw him when I was coming up here first time, face to face. I saw Kuzi last night. Yeah, he's filling a questionnaire paperwork for the team and stuff. He's just chomping on the bed, staying over at that hotel. What's the hotel? Yeah. But yes. But he is just dying, and you can see how infectious he'll be. He just wants to play. So
You were saying?
No, Paling.
this is
Pelche.
Pelche. Yeah, I saw Kuzi last night. I just saw Pelche just coming up here to talk to you guys. He's in doing some paperwork. So.